Den. On this episode, we're talking some college sports, specifically CIS versus NCAA.
Why isn't there the interest there? As I say, second-tier league. Can we ever make it a top-tier league up here in Canada? Can we get the top athletes here?
Head coach of the Queen's Golden Gaels, Pat Shahan, will be telling me what it takes to be a coach in our Tips from the Pros segment. Plus, you don't want to miss what our host John Tavares is ranting about in the end zone. All this, plus our average Joe sports fan trivia, on this episode of The Den.
Thanks, Amy, and welcome back to The Den. My name's John Tavares. I'm your host, and joining me every week, my co-host here, lovely assistant, Tom Ladansky.
Thank you, John.
Hey, how are you?
I try.
I appreciate that you do, and it shows.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we're not getting on that again, okay?
So what are we going to talk about today, John?
What do you feel like talking about today?
I feel like talking about some college sports.
I love college sports, and I think we should talk about it.
I love college sports as well. I love the excitement in the U.S.
Exactly. My sentiments exactly. And I was just going to say, I love NCAA college sports, right from football, basketball, you name it, the hockey.
I was going to say, I love pretty much just basketball and football, NCAA college sports. That's the reality, but they're great.
They are great, and their student body and their fans come out to support them. So, having said that, what do we need to do as Canadians to sort of get that kind of energy going in our university and college games?
Talking about the CIS.
Absolutely.
Never going to happen. I'll tell you why. First of all, our athletic scholarships are nowhere near in the category that they get in the U.S. What is the incentive for top-level athletes to come play here? Also, quality of the coaching, a lot higher in the U.S. If you aim to have a professional career, you want to go get the best training possible, that's down south. There's also a comped ride for you through school if you do it.
If you're good at it.
If you're good at it. I mean, so what we have up in here in Canada is a second-tier league with players who can't make it down south. Who wants to watch that?
Well, no, I don't want to watch it. And I mean, it hasn't been till recently, as far as grassroots goes here in Canada, programs like football. I know basketball, I used to play the Knights of Columbus and that sort of thing. So that, and soccer and hockey is always available at a very young age. But football, when I grew up, wasn't available till high school. So that was my first taste of playing football.
Yeah, and you find in the U.S., players are playing at a much younger age.
Oh, it's a little league football leagues,
you know. I'm still interested in the CIS if my alma mater, Western, is involved, if they're having a successful season. But really, like, they have to be a winning team for me to even care.
How big is their stadium? I know they have a beautiful stadium.
It's a beautiful stadium. I don't know what the attendance is, but, I mean, not comparable.
Exactly. You know, you compare a place like Michigan where they can they can house up to 100,000 fans, and they do.
Yeah, I mean,
on a regular basis.
At Ann Arbor, yeah, of course. And why isn't there the interest there? As I say, second-tier league. Can we ever make it a top-tier league up here in Canada? Can we get the top athletes here?
Well, I think if, you nailed it earlier. If we get scholarships in that going, absolutely. Problem is, too, you mentioned it as well, the coaching. You know, best players want to go and get coached and make it to that next level. Where are they going to get recognized? Not going to be in the CIS. It's going to be in the NCAA.
And the thing is, we're never going to get the scholarships here. We're never going to get the coaches because it doesn't matter to Canadian universities. It doesn't matter to our academic institutions. It doesn't matter to Canadians. We don't really care about basketball and football overall.
All we care about is hockey then.
That's right, and that's why you see record numbers at the World Junior Tournament when Canada beat Sweden in the gold medal game. It's the most watched game in that particular network's history.
I don't argue that.
I mean, that's our college sports. That's our youth sports that Canadians get up for.
But you can't even classify that as a college sport because those are OHL.
Right. But it's a comparable. They're young players who are yet to be professionals. It's a pure sport, love of the game kind of deal, and that's what we get up for. And I certainly prefer that to college football or college basketball any day of the week. Give me the World Juniors.
Give me the World Juniors, but then, looking at the NCAA and the BCS Bowl, I mean, Florida, Oklahoma, I mean, what a great game.
What's incredible is that
78,000 people.
Even though it's completely unfair, even though computers decide, nobody cares, the interest is still there.
Absolutely.
People gripe about it, but they're still going to watch because it's great.
Even the griping generates interest.
Even that, you're absolutely right. Well, the NCAA basketball tournament seems to do it right, seems to do it pretty fair, and that's a huge boom from a rating standpoint. They always come out with the amount
television
of
contracts?
productivity
Would that
goes
help?
down.
Television contracts help CIS?
Well, right now there's
better ones at least.
Right now, the games are being carried on a pretty big sports network, but. Yeah, it's not up to that level.
Yeah, but they're also on at the same time the NCAA is on. I mean, you look at the CFL and the NFL, they don't compete with time.
These are student athletes. When are they going to play? During classroom hours? I mean, it's hard for them, right? Especially in a sport like football where it's so regimented. You need to practice all week and play on the weekend. When are you going to have them play? You're going to have them play on Saturday when the college players play or Sunday when the big boys play.
Yeah.
It's a lose-lose situation.
Maybe throw it on a Friday like the CFL does.
And then we heard our own high school football? I mean, that's the dilemma, right?
Yeah,
then
absolutely.
You're crippling your football at your grassroots level. I mean, I don't think it's a scenario where a new television contract would be able to generate interest. I think that Canadian sports fans who like those sports, basketball and football at the collegiate level, just watch the U.S. and are quite happy with it.
I'm quite happy with it. I just wish we could generate that kind of interest here.
I mean,
I've had the advantage I've had the opportunity to work and experience firsthand in Syracuse, New York, and I mean. The Orangemen back in the day were a powerhouse for many sports, basketball being number one. And there was a time when
great
Syracuse,
teams as well.
when they used to be, not right now. But let me tell you, when they were, and I was there, that Carrier Dome, that's 55,000 people, and what an electric atmosphere. And I just wish we could produce some of that.
But we're never going to. That's not in the Canadian identity.
It's not in the fabric. I understand that.
But I mean, why isn't it? Why don't we? Do we not care about these sports? Are we just a hockey-obsessed culture, and we can't see beyond that?
It seems like hockey being number one, and then number two, I would think that curling, because of the viewership it gets.
It certainly does. I mean, our core sports, the CFL, curling, they have dedicated fan bases that tune in. The CIS has been around for almost 100 years. I mean, as a league, why doesn't it generate that interest? It's been a Canadian institution.
We've talked about it earlier. I just don't think we bring in the right athletes. The quality of the game, the product that we produce from college football to basketball, I mean, it's substandard. I mean,
what if
U.S. high school teams could beat these teams handily?
Probably some. I mean, you're probably right. What if Laval?
No, I know I'm right.
What if Laval's breakaway league were to come into effect, and Laval and some other top athletic schools in Canada, like Calgary, like Western?
We got Simon Fraser in BC. They're part of the NCAA. They've broken away.
Well, they want to be. They currently are.
They currently are.
Oh wow. Well, I mean, what are they playing? Division II?
I'm not sure what division they're playing in, but I know they play in the NCAA. And I mean,
are we going to start to see that schools that care about it break into the U.S.?
If you talk about a team like Laval and how they dominate the game here in CIS football,
it's pathetic. It was the saddest
thing
seeing them destroy my Mustangs.
Absolutely, but if they really want to manage, to compete against the best, then maybe they take a contract with, a Northeastern League or get into the Big East. But do something along those lines.
Oh, they're never going to be let into the Big East. They can't compete at that level.
But again, if you want to be the best,
even a small.
If you want to be the best, you got to put it up there and compete against the best. Having said that, we want to be the best and we want to stick around. So we got to turn it over to some commercials so we make some money ourselves. All right, we'll be right back with more of the Den to come. Stick around.
After the show, log on to our website, dentv.ca, for videos, blogs, and so much more. When we return, Coach Shahan will be telling me what it takes to become a coach. I'm standing outside Richardson Stadium, home of the Queen's Golden Gaels, here in Kingston, Ontario. I'm about ready to interview the head coach for the football team, Pat Shahan. Let's see what he has to say. So, Coach, thank you so much for coming out and joining us today and answering some questions for us.
My pleasure.
Thanks. So the guys down in the Den, they've been talking mostly about college sports for this episode. Specifically, they've been talking about the U.S. universities versus the Canadian universities. And I think the big question here is, why do you think, college football is so much more popular in the States than it is in Canada? Why do you think that is?
Well, I think that part of it is geographical. I mean, I think that many parts of the U.S. are highly conducive to outdoor sports. The seasons can be longer. The practice is better. I mean, in November, you're talking about high school championships in the U.S. In November, we're thinking about shutting in for the winter, those kinds of things. So I think that football probably takes on the same level of passion and excitement as hockey does in Canada. I think that football is clearly the #1 sport in the U.S., and I believe that hockey is our #1 sport here. So if you compare hockey in the U.S. to the way it is in Canada, they say some of the same things. Why does hockey catch on in Canada and not in the U.S.? So it's just it's a different culture, and I think that the weather and the demographics, come into play on that.
For sure. And I mean, we always talk about it geographically. It's cold here, more so than the U.S., especially in those southern states that they can play football for a lot longer. Now, leading up to, Simon Fraser University in BC, they're talking about joining the NCAA. What do you think that would benefit Queens, the Queens football program joining the NCAA? What do you think about that?
Well, Simon Fraser was a long-standing member of the NAIA, which was kind of like the renegade athletic association in the U.S. And I would have to say, by and large, it was not a very successful venture in terms of competition. They failed to attract major crowds. And although they did manage to attract some significant athletes from across the country, if you look at their won-loss record, particularly in football, I think they were only, in 20 years, they were only a playoff team once. Now, UBC has started a major push towards the NC2A. I think there are some sports within which they can compete right away. They're the national champions in swimming, golf, what some people would consider some of the minor sports. However, when you start talking about football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, I think we have a long way to go before we can just match their system, let alone compete.
Yeah, for sure. Now, people watching this show not only may be interested in playing professional football, but also, I've heard of a lot of people that are interested in coaching. What are some tips that you could give for people trying to become a coach in the CIS?
Well, to become a coach who earns a full-time living in football is a little bit of a windy road. You have to get involved in probably community or minor football first, and then you make your way into the junior or the university ranks, probably as a volunteer or as a part-time coach. And then, unfortunately, you have to be there has to be a case of good timing. When you're ready, there's an opportunity. If there's one knock about a university coaching career in Canada, it's that there aren't many full-time jobs. Yeah. If you look at the United States, where there are 600 football playing schools, and in Canada there's 28. So just by sheer numbers alone, the numbers of full-time opportunities to come up are few and far between. So my advice would be to any young aspiring coach is to dig in and get ready for a long haul, because it could take a while before you get yourself into a situation where you can earn a living doing this thing.
So the key here is to stay patient, I think, for sure. Thanks so much, Pat. That was Pat Shahan from Tips from the Pros.
Welcome back to The Den. It's time for my favorite segment, the Average Joe Sports Trivia Challenge. And this week, we are having a rematch, myself versus Tom. Tom, how you feeling?
I'm good. It wasn't your favorite segment last time we played, John.
I recall being that confident the last time, and, it might just come back and bite you this time. And in fact, if it doesn't, I'll just Tanya Harding you out in my driveway. So, best of luck to you. You're going to need it.
John, there's food on the counter. Help yourself.
You're the best, baby.
Thank you.
Tommy, I'm the dude playing the dude that's going to beat you, dude. That's all I gotta say. But when it's all done, are we cool? We bet be cool. We best be cool. Be cool. See ya.
I know John's feeling uncomfortable upstairs right now.
Yeah, he said he talked to me about last time. I don't remember him talking to me. Apparently I didn't help him win, whatever that means. But yeah, we'll get started here. College sports. Question 1. Who won the 2007 Heisman Trophy?
Tim Tebow.
Yes. Who Who won the NCAA Men's College Basketball Championship in 2003? Was it Kentucky, Syracuse,
Syracuse.
Duke? Oh, yes, Syracuse. Who won the 2009 NCAA Men's College Football Championship?
Florida. Florida Gators.
Correct. What was the name of the quarterback that led the LSU Tigers to a national championship in college football in 2008?
Matt Flynn.
Correct. As of 2008, who is the active leader in wins as a head coach in NCAA men's college basketball? Was it Jim Boeheim? Lute Olson?
Is it Mike Krzyzewski?
Yes, correct.
Duke.
Which university did Magic Johnson go to before he started his professional career?
Michigan State?
Yes. Who won the Heisman Trophy in 1984? Do you want me to skip it?
Pass.
Okay. Who won the 2008 Men's NCAA College Basketball Championship?
Kansas.
Yes. Who did Kansas beat in the 2008 Men's College Basketball NCAA National Championship game?
Memphis?
Yes. Which university did Tom Brady go to before
Michigan.
Yes. Which university did Larry Bird go to before he started his professional career?
Indiana State.
That's correct. Who won the Heisman Trophy in You did good, Tom. I'm proud.
Well, Tom got 10 correct answers. John is in tough.
Okay, we'll start her off. Question 1. Who won the 2007 Heisman Trophy?
Tim Tebow.
Correct. Who won the NCAA Men's College Basketball Championship in 2003? Was it A, Kentucky, B, Syracuse?
Syracuse.
Yes, correct. Who won the 2009 NCAA Men's College Football Championship?
Florida. Gators.
Correct. What was the name of the quarterback that led the LSU Tigers to a national championship in college football in 2008?
Jamarcus Russell.
No. As of 2008, who is the active leader in wins as a head coach in NCAA men's college basketball? Was it Jim I can't say his name. Lute Olson, Roy Williams, or Mike Krzyzewski?
Mike Krzyzewski.
Yes. Which university did Magic Johnson go to before?
Michigan State.
Correct. Who won the Heisman Trophy in 1984?
Doug Flutie.
Correct. Who won the 2008 Men's NCAA College Basketball Championship?
Kansas.
Correct. Who did Kansas beat in the 2008 Men's College Basketball NCAA National Championship game? Was it North Carolina, Duke, Memphis, UCLA?
Memphis.
Correct. Which university did Tom Brady go to before he started
Michigan.
his Yes. Which university did Larry Bird go to before he
Indiana
started?
State.
Yes. Who won the Heisman Trophy in 1998? Hint. Now, I don't know. Okay, you did good. Thank you for waiting. We're going to go to the final scoreboard to see the results.
What can I say? It's a tie. Let's see what the guys have to say about this.
All right, Tom. Well, it's a 10-10 tie. Clearly not satisfied with that. And
No, nor am I. I had no idea that a tie was in play.
well, you know, you and Donovan McNabb.
Yeah,
so
clearly.
we'll have to do this again. You know, this is eating me up inside. It doesn't sit well that you won the first time.
Yeah.
You beat me by 1. We tied it. and we're just going to have to do this again.
Yeah, maybe give you a chance to even up the season series next time.
Well, it's not a maybe, it's a given. Stick around. We've got the End Zone Rant coming up next. More of the Den to come.
Pat Sheehan, head football coach at Queen's University. You're watching The Den on Men TV.
Come on, Canada. This is your wake-up call. We're not a one-trick pony when it comes to sports. There's more than hockey being played in your community, and your local teams need your support, especially communities with colleges and universities. It may not be your alma mater, but it could be your kids now or in the near future. I can guarantee one thing, these institutions employ a few of you. Now, Tom mentioned earlier our best athletes head south to go to school, and what's left is a Tier 2 league. I don't care what tier it is, a league's a league and teams compete for the right to be crowned champions. The sports are similar, the games are the same, the pressure's the same, they train, they practice. Maybe if we showed up, they might try harder. Maybe if we showed up, they might surprise us, or someone would stand out, take their game to another level, and maybe, just maybe, a star gets born, a record gets broken, or the underdog upsets the favorite. And then you can say, hey, I was there. That kid was amazing. What an unbelievable play. What do you say, Canada? Where's everybody? Can I get a hot dog over here? Where's the drink guy?
Give me a J. J. Give me an A. No, wait.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. I can't sleep at night. I'm not going to let that happen. We're not. Scott! I can't sleep at night. I just want to grab you and take.
One more time for safety.
One more time. Oh, you want us wearing body condoms?
Body condoms.
Make a gun.